Now we are trying to talk on a discussion on 5 acre cow-based farming model. And in that, like we need to understand like optimizing dairy production and sustainable practices in a 5 acre cow-based farming system. Which means we, along with taking a farming activity, we need to rear cow and see that how betterment we do in agriculture production, agricultural farm meals. So how the role of what is the role of cow in these 5 acres of agriculture or farm production? So we need to understand how the betterment of farming practices be done and what are the advantages of having cows in these farming practices. Before that, we need to understand what exactly the farming is. Today, what for us all the youngsters is like farming means putting money and it's like kind of business. And obviously, we need to consider it as a business, and but we should understand the details of it and then consider it as a business. Farming includes all the natural resources that are there in the field and how best we can use them for our own benefit, our benefit in a sustainable way. So it includes the plants. Plants mean your annuals, biennials, and up to the perennials. So from a small 1 month or 2 months crop in the or we or plant on the field to a 30, 40 years plant in the field. And it also includes the animals. Animals here include cow, buffalo, cat, dog, rat, whatever, all this, even ants, and whatnot, anything. And then even the microbes also, which is most important to have an important role in farming and even our own life also. It includes ajola, mushroom, etc. So these are all there in living. Imagine the situation, man is not there and these are all there. So now they would be very happy, like in a forest, wherein they are live together symbiotically, and sometimes they one on feeding one on another, but it's a part of natural thing. But when man intervenes and start to cultivate what he only wants, and assuming that what apart from whatever he wants, all other waste in the nature. For example, when we take weed, there is one plant which we never use and we feel that that is not useful and we start plucking it and keep killing it. So similarly, when we reared animals, we reared for, or we understood that cows are reared for milk, and once we start getting milk from abroad or even this factory outlets like and dairies and all, sometimes it is adulterated, artificial one, soya milk and all many things, vegetable kind of thing. Then we thought cow as waste in farming practices. Having cow is become a burden in the farming practices. So now we need to understand the importance of all these things. Cow, apart from that, milk, it gives dung and urine, which are most important role in the farming. But only we realize that only cows are here for milk. But we need to understand dung and urine. And now recently, like for last few years, it has been utmost important and everyone is realizing the importance of dung and urine. And the recent times, from the dung and urine, every product that we use as a human beings, from FMCG to even cement, building, plaster, everything are made out of cow dung and urine. It's not a new thing. It was earlier used only thing during some foreign rule or some our system, whatever happened, we lost the importance of these things. And again, it's a time for to revive that knowledge. You see that it reaches the larger mass, so that everyone starts using the products and many made out of cow dung and urine. Now you name it anything, it is made of cow dung and urine. People are making it in that way. Only thing it's customer mentality to use them and all. You gifts, articles, statues, mementos, cement, paper, power, energy. What all these things are made out of cow dung and urine. And now there are even dry animals. For dry animals, like cow doesn't mean only those female part which gives uh, milk at all. Even the male, like buffalo, sorry, bullock or bull, which are used for animal power, agriculture power and all. So they are used in agriculture for tillage, sowing, intercultivation and all. They are used in transportation also, and even processing energy like oil, ghana and all. People are using it as like earlier. Now, in recent times, there size because of advances in science and technology, people want only the female cows to be calf to be taken birth, and their our technology has come up in that way that no male calf will take birth. So if that continues for some other years, like human beings, what we are facing nowadays, the problem with the female, like number of male to female ratios changing. So similarly, down the line, some years we'll struggle to get male calf also. So we should not intervene in nature. Let the nature take care of it. But whatever the situation, people are taking their own advantage and trying to see that only female take a birth. And by the time we realize the importance of male calves and all, it will be high time. So now it's time to act. We'll still see how, why, and all we should act. Now, standard like considering 5 acres of 5 acre. If you consider now, this is with respect to farming and all. Now, understanding still more of like dairy practices. Usually, like we are not into farming, we are only having a dairy farm. Then usually standard is 5 acres. We'll have five acres, 5 animals per 1 acre. If I'm cultivating a fodder in 1 acre, that can meet out the requirement of 5 acres of land, 5 animals. So now, if I'm taking example of 5 animals, 5 acres, it will be around 25 animals. But here, like when we are integrating it with other agriculture purposes, like we grow to red gram, sugarcane, jawar, bajra, whatever we want, then it will not be 25 animals, it will be reduced to 5 to 10 animals can be managed well. So even if you assume that 10 animals can be managed in these 5 acres, how and all it help in our day-to-day farming practices. This for 5 acres with along with farming practices, we can rear 10 animals with along with open grazing. Open grazing plus stall feed. Open grazing doesn't mean that we need to take animal from morning 9 o'clock to evening 5 o'clock or so. It will be even 3 to 4.
I request other participants to please stay in mute mode so that meeting doesn't get disturbed. Thank you. I request other participants. Yes, Mr. Manita, please proceed.
1 second.
Mr. Vijay and Mr. Maresh, please mute yourself.
Madam, be just I'll just 1 minute. I'll just write
Okay,
something.
okay.
Sorry, now it's okay. Please.
Yeah, please proceed.
Yes. Very sorry for this. Now, so when we deal that 5 animals, like for 25 acres, when we are cultivating crops and all, so around 5 to 10 animals can be grazed very well. So now grazing doesn't mean that we need to take for grazing from 9 o'clock to till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. There are some farmers in our own area, known people, who have a habit of taking these animals for 3 to 4 hours early morning. Like they take up 8 to 7 to 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning for grazing, and by 12 o'clock, 11:30, they will bring back the animal. And even animals have also like cows have also been adjusted to that time that within 4 hours I need to graze. And if you understand the digestive system of the cow, they have four stomach, like four parts in the stomach, like wherein they take one and keep that in one stomach, and afterwards again come. bring back to the mouth and what you call that, eat it and take it back. So now this we need to understand, and it doesn't mean like 12 hours we need to do. So in that area, 5 acres, 10 animals can be grazed very well, and along with we can do other farming practices. We will understand further about it. Now, but because of advances in science in farming practices like high yielding varieties, dwarf varieties came into agriculture, we lost the fodder value. We lost some fodder and only grains. Like in Jawar, we only concentrated on the grains rather than the stack. In even maize also it was also happened. In many things it so happened that only we are concentrating on the grains and lost the fodder purpose. And when we lost the fodder, we started giving these cows to this butchers. So now we need to understand plants need to be grown, and in that we when we grow the normal crops both containing the grains and the stock, we'll be able to meet the fodder requirement. Along with this, I earlier said like there are plants as a role in agriculture. When we plant along the border in the farm, like many plants can be grown. Even neem is a good fodder for animals, even cow. So there are many plants which can be even be good fodder for this cow. So they need to be pruned regularly to maintain the biodiversity, to maintain the environment in the farm. So when we prune it, when we don't have a cow, that pruned part is waste, and pruning labor is also waste. So because of which we are not even interested in planting. So instead, if we have a cow, when we prune it, those feed can be used. Those leaves can be used to feed, and those waste things are converted into a resourceful thing. So resourceful here is milk and even the cow dung and cow urine. So these can be fed during summer days where we can meet out the water requirement of cow dung. Now imagine the subsidy of that government provides like 2 lakh crores per year. So that if we are replaced with cow dung and cow urine, definitely we can reduce the burden on the government. And as an individual 5 acre of land, if I taking a subsidy instead of, if I that subsidy like we get a benefit on cow and all, it will be beneficial. So one cow with respect to cow dung and cow urine standard equation like 2,000 rupees will be an income with current rate of 40 to 50 rupees per liter of milk, and all the expenses like 1,500 to 2,000 rupees income. So when 2,000 rupees in extra income from cow, 5 cows means 10,000 rupees per month I will be earning. So you can think of investment part also, like 5 cows one time investment, that is part that is to be taken care, and even the regular investment on fodder and feed, it will be recovered from the 5 acres of agriculture land wherein weeds will be coming on a regular basis, which can be cut and given to the animals. Even we are taking grazing for 2 3 hours. The plants pruned part and the fodder, the crop residue part can be also given as a fodder. But along with this 5 acres, like we will be spending at least 10,000 rupees per acre expenditure on the investment, like for cultivation of the crops, like seeds, like not seeds, we removing seeds here, but fertilizers and pesticides. So these 10,000 rupees fertilizers and pesticides, if it can be replaced with cow dung and urine based inputs, obviously we can save around 50,000 per acre. So that means 10 cows in 5 acres of land will save us 1 lakh 50 to 60,000 rupees per year, which will be a very good income come in the farming family. These inputs can be like Panchagavya can be prepared, Vermi wash can be prepared out of cow dung and all, Jivamrita can be prepared cow dung and urine. Even the best, these things many of us know. But one of the best thing I can quote here is buttermilk. So buttermilk is a waste after all uses and all. We throw it away. Now from now onwards, if at all whatever you take from all the half an hour session from my end, you remember this one, your effort half an hour will be most useful. So you preserve buttermilk from tomorrow onwards in a container, plastic container. And whenever you get a fungal disease like viral disease, papaya virus, mosaic and all, and even in the red gram, there was in our area, Gulbarga, north part of Karnataka. So when we had a wilt in the red gram, all of this crop it was in loss, and it was even discussed in Vidhan Soda and down. So much severe disease. But there were few farmers who used cow buttermilk as a input, and they were able to save their crop from the same wilt. So nearby neighbor crops were suffering from wilt, but these crops were preserved, saved, and they got very good yield. And even there was no like uh, content that is like it's like small grains and all. Even the grains were also fully filled. So in that sense, the expense we along with the saving 1,50,000, these inputs can be prepared Jivamrita, Vermi wash, buttermilk as fungicide, even fungicide and all. So these things. Apart from this, when we start reducing 50,000 investment on fertilizers and pesticides, it's like when we spend on fertilizer and pesticide, and suppose by chance we lose a crop, all of the 50,000 is vain. We lose it, and again we become a debtor in debt. So when we use inputs from cow dung and cow urine, we are not in debt. So risk factor is less. So most of the businessmen, most of the bankers, when you go for asking a loan, they ask the risk factor in your business. So safer the business, better the investment. So now considering these principles, cow dung inputs are way more safer than using pesticides and fertilizers, irrespective of their health hazards. So forget health hazards. As a farmer, I am not in risk when I use cow dung and cow urine. So now, because of your safety, try using cow dung and cow urine as a pesticide. Second, next advantage is fertilizers adds only chemical. So, chemical farming understands the farming in terms of chemistry. Even in human beings, all of them like they deals with as a chemistry part, like what human body is made of, this protein, this vitamin, and all. But when we die, we never say this protein has gone, this vitamin has gone, this micro. So we say this life has dead, like in pranavayu has ended. So now when we add fertilizer to soil, we are adding chemicals. But when we add cow dung to the soil, we add microorganisms. And microorganisms are more crucial in farming rather than the chemicals. So when your soil is rich in microorganisms, obviously soil is becomes rich rich in all your nutrients, micronutrients and macronutrients. So we need to see that soil, instead of chemically being rich, we need to see that it is microbially rich. So to make it microbially rich, we need to have more of cow dung and cow urine. So to have more of cow dung and cow urine, we should have more of cows at our farm and see that cow dung and cow urine we get it free of cost along with the cropping pattern so that we make more profit. So along with this, if this whenever we add border crops on the border like subabul or whatever many crops can be grown on the border, creepers can be grown on these border crops, which again can be like you will see like whatever called ridge guard, or sorry, even bitter guard, and even sponge guard for that matter. When we eat, but there are many sponge guards left out. So those also can be fed to this cow. So these creepers can also be good fodder, and sometimes even lesser. So quality grains we can, which we cannot sell. Like with one more advantage of having cow at farm is, suppose you grow a crop like green gram, red gram, or even whatever grains you grow are of inferior quality. They are not worth using for human consumption. They cannot be processed to dal and all. So in that case, we don't have any option other than throwing to bit, or we are selling at a lower rate to the company, some middleman. So when we sell it, they also use for animal feed and all in their professional dairies. So if we have a animal, when we instead of throwing it on the throwing it, we can use it as a fodder. So when we, instead of when a dairy person buys this for a fodder feed for 25 rupees, 30 rupees kg, we will be selling our these grains at 8 to 10 rupees kg. So when we use for our animals, it will be worth 25 rupees kg. So now having a cow can make your inferior quality grains used as a superior quality grain for the feed. So now this we need to understand. So second is weed. Weed we all kill in the farm. Whenever we get a weeds in the farm, we pull it and throw away or kill it. So instead of we have a cow, so these weeds become a fodder for these animals. So weeds also become beneficial plants for the nature. So similarly, border plants also can be filled. So waste is wealth. The wealth is created out of waste in the farm. So cow makes all these things a useful thing. Along with this, human beings start getting milk and milk. If you see, even we have a tendency that local cow will not do that much milk at all. But whatever quantity, even the lowest yielding milk like Mallinath Hemadi, which gives half a liter to 1 liter, the quality of the milk, the medicinal quality of the milk is very superior. And there are people who sell the ghee at 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees per kg also. It's true or not, I don't know. But yesterday we got to see a video which says 2 lakh rupees per kg of ghee. So what we feel we need to understand. But now this cow, when we eat it, our nutrition requirement is met out. So we malnutrition problem is solved at our house. So we get that. We start eating quality ghee, and our see now imagine your own situation, your neighbors, the farm, how much kg of ghee they consume on a daily monthly basis. It's very less. Many times it's nil. So because it's they are not able to afford even 500, 600 rupees per kg, 800 rupees per kg. Now having a cow feeding these weeds and all, now if they get a quality ghee of 1 kg or 2 kg, 1 kg is worth 2,000 for now for them now. So this they consume it, And once you consume quality food, your thoughts will be quality, your activities will be of quality, your imagination, your what not, all the activities in the farm will also will be improved automatically. So we need to understand the more importance of milk consumption and all. Even when you start like eating, even vegetable consumption is also poor, lesser in the villages right now because of the labor class and farming community. So now this milk and butter, curd, all, even butter for that matter. Now butter is a rich source of nutrients. When Krishna played with butter, we forget that he did not play with curd or buttermilk or even ghee. He ate butter because Ayurveda says the importance of butter. Butter has more value than other things. So we, present days now, we don't give on butter to our children. So he's saying that it will be converted to ghee and it can be sold, but butter cannot be used. So start feeding your, giving your children butter. See the important change in their health pattern and all. So it can have a save lot much on the medicinal bills. So this is also an advantage for having 5 acres of cow in your land. So nutritional fulfillment is required. And now one more important is job days. Assume you are taking a farm 5 acres of land. Your job days will be almost around 100 days. Apart from that, you will be having no job in your farm. So for that, you are shifting to cities. Once you shift to cities, you cannot take care of our farm on a regular days, as if you, as you when you go on a regular days. So now, what you need to understand, when you go for a job, like if you get a 365 days job, how it will be, that you need to understand. So unless you have a cow in your farm and the plants in your field, we cannot have a full-fledged job 365 days. For which we need to understand this important. So 365 days job, to have it, we need to have a cows at our farm. So this take care of for that 50 to 60 days, like 5-10 days will be sowing activity, 1 or 2 days will be sowing activity, few days will be intercultivation activities, remaining like 10-15 days harvesting activity. So apart from that, even plants will yield something and they will be taking care of another 50-60 days. Then remaining days will have a cow, for which we'll be spending more of the quality time with cows. And imagine America and all, where cow cuddling is become a fashion there. If you rearing cow for your regular income, it will be more than cow cuddling. There you pay 5 to 6 thousand rupees for one, spending 1 hour, 2 hour with cow. Here you spend throughout your life on cow. Definitely it will help more have a full-fledged happy life. And so one is job is. One more thing you need to understand, age-wise job will be no, like understanding. You have a kids at your third standard, fourth standard, 10 years, 15 years children, whom you cannot employ in the farm because of their, they cannot do that. But when you have a cow, they can assist you in removing the cow dung, or taking the milk, or some milking and all, some making butter at your home. So in a way, it will be learning activity for your children to be involved in that job. Along with this, even age-old people, so like 50, 60 years of age, who don't have a job and don't have a pension, they are dependent on the government for like 1,000, 2,000 rupees, and that is their source of income. And having no job, the women or men at the house are thrown away to the Vridhashrama and all. So now age old home and all. So now what we do is, when we have a calf at the home, and when you and your wife goes for a job, so like job in the sense like farm activity to the field, this age old woman will be taking care of the calf, watering them, feeding them, fodder and all, feed and all. So this will help. It will not, the age old people will not be the burden. And when they are not, we feel that they are not the burden, they are assisting us on a day-to-day life. We take care of them with love and affection. When we take care of them with love and affection, obviously that reflects on our health, our body, and all. Apart from that, it also helps us, like they will be educating us on our mistakes. Whenever we go do something wrong, out of their experience, they will guide us. So when we don't have a age old people at our home, we feel that we do, whenever something goes small mistake or in our health, we go to hospital. And obviously, there for them it's a commercial activity when you go to hospital. But some, if these people guide us, this can be done, this is good idea. When you get a cold and all, this will be good advantage. Eat this, eat that, and all. So such activities of the age old people, this experience, that this knowledge is passed on. So cows in 5 acres of land is a great impact on our day-to-day life. So in economics, if you take 5 acres, I explained that economic, like they will be able to 50,000 to 1 lakh or 1,20,000 rupees extra income if you have that. And along with this, like savings on the organic inputs of the farm and all. So even plantations, like when you grow crop, we need to see that the crops we grow those crops which can yield grain along with the fodder also. Like when we take bajra, grain and fodder also we get it. Jawar that. So people are going to wheat and all because we are not bothered. We are not losing from jawar. We are shifting from jawar to wheat. We are shifting from soya to soya and all because we don't have animals. We are not bothered what we get after grain other than grain. We want only the grains. When we have a cow, we see that we had to add this and also. So time is not very far off. When like we are feeling that in the few days, like few years, petroleum and all will be in shortage. When these tractors and all will not be able to cultivate again, we need to see. Then farmers were getting this, I had a one pillar based all implements meeting out from one bullock. So only one bullock he was having all like sowing from one bullock. All along with that, that bullock was taken for even making sugarcane juice and all. So one bullock, 5 acres of land will make all your cultivation practices. That cultivation burden cost was also reduced. So now understanding this, cow has a very important role. So we need to understand the importance of cow dung and urine. In the meanwhile, I need to understand the making of procedure of Jivamrita, Panchagave and all. Panchagave is one thing it can be used in different methods, prepared in different methods for different purposes. One is it is used in nasal therapy for human beings. So for a drop of it is put in the nose so that is cured of many diseases above head like migraines, snoring, sleeplessness, many things. But when there's another method wherein the same panchagava is made for consumption purpose and same panchagava is made for agriculture purpose also as a manure kind of thing. It acts as a instead of it can be replaced with urea, DAP and all. It can add nutrients to the crop. So Panchagava is made of Panchagava means the cow dung, cow urine, cow dung, this curd, milk and ghee. So all these things is mixed in different ratio. When we are using agriculture purpose, we add even coconut water, banana, these things, so that it can be have get a better richness with nutrients and all microorganisms. So I have some friends who even commercially make Panchagava and sell for agriculture purposes and make it as a business. And they're in the way they are helping the farmers who are interested in organic farming. So it's a good idea that he makes a business and he help the farmer who want to sell it organically, produce it organically. So in that sense, Panchagavya can be made. And even these cow dung and cow urine are best pesticides. They can be used like in making the Shparni or Neemastra and all. So wherein you'll be controlling diseases and pests. Many best of the best diseases are controlled with cow dung and cow urine. And even when the cow dung and cow urine are there, microbial count is increased and small insects. Like earlier, when you go to field, dung beetle and all, we are able to see that. But now we are not able to see dung beetle and all. Even the ant population is reduced because of using pesticides and all. So when ant population is reduced, the pest incidence obviously has to increase in the crop. Like in red gram, ants is to take care of eggs of helico or parmiger and all. But now there is no ants. So when we spray cow dung like urine and all, these ants are not affected. So it's a good idea to protect our crop from pest and diseases. So Panchagave is made. Buttermilk, try to preserve buttermilk. I had an incident wherein I used this buttermilk in onion for the disease Majjige Hula Roga theory. So it's like some white trash there on the onion. So this buttermilk can be used in onion. I used in onion. It is used in red gram. We are used in papaya. So used in many other crops. In Bihar and all, they use the buttermilk for seed treatment. And life of this buttermilk, more the age, more the better. So like you can preserve the buttermilk for 1 year, 2 years also. It is very good. You just pack it up and like seal like 20 liters per barrel or 50 liters barrel. The only thing it should be closed tightly so that because it smells very lot. So you cannot tolerate. So 1 liter of buttermilk in 10 liters of water spraying is used. So a model of 5 acres, you need what and all you need to have is you need to have a plants. See that the plants flower. You don't look into the crop like fruits. You see that you have a crop where in all the 12 months you get a flower, one or the other plant flowers, so that the honeybee population is increased in your field. So when honeybee increases, obviously the yield percentage increases in all. So one second thing is, because also along with this seeds, those plants which also can be used this fodder to this plant and cows. Like subabul is there, mulberry is there, drumstick is there, so all neem is there. So all these things can be fed. So we need like fruits along with this can be grown, like amla is there, guava is there, sapota, mango. You grow all these things for your the benefits and honeybee benefit. So when honeybee there again it benefits. So now cow dung, this is what this is plantation. And when it comes to crop, see that like 5 acres you grow like each of like annual pulses and cereals and oilseeds. You take up all these 3 or 4 types of crops in each of these four lands with a crop rotation. Along with this, you can even grow vegetables this in the cultivation. Like we tried cluster bean in red gram, we tried bendi in okra in red gram, we tried brinjal, we tried even radish in cotton, radish in red gram. They're all successful. So in different farmers field we did it. So even there was a farmer in our area where he took these leafy vegetables in the red gram. He, before sowing, he spread all the seeds of leafy vegetables like palak and all. Then he sowed the seeds of red gram. And within 30-40 days, when this crop was just germinating, he used like 1 feet and all. So like the weeds, this crop also grew. So he harvested these crops and also removed the weed. Like it was like both two activity in one time, like harvesting these crops and even the weeding. So now this added when you want you whenever the rate was good, he sold, and again otherwise he has fed this cows. And this can be done. So this cropping pattern and along with these cows will take care of your job days. It will take care of your risk, crop farming risk. It will take care of your nutritional benefit. You can even sell the calves and all whenever you want some bulk amount and make money out of that. Uh, this is what I have to say. Anything that you want, have a doubt and all, please let me know.
Hello,
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mallinath, for a detailed presentation. Now I'll take up some questions. Yeah, Mr.
hello.
Srinivas, you would like to ask any question?
Yeah, what kind of fodder and all we can grow?
So fodder, like if you want to dedicate half acre or like fully for this, you can grow whatever grass, like guinea grass is there, napier grass, which is a controversial, but people we grow is grown, and even their multicut sorghum is there, or even the in pulses category, like mulberry is a good fodder, drumstick is a good fodder. This also can be grown. Along with this, like whatever crop you are taking, like suppose you are taking jawar, see that jawar along with grain you get a good quality fodder also. When you get into
Yeah,
hybrid jawar,
but
you,
all this fodder has to be organic only, isn't it? No
so
chemical should be used.
it's your see it's
Chemical is
like
again
now,
harmful.
okay, in commercial dairies whenever we are now, see it's like your wish and your dedication. Suppose you want to grow organically for the crops and even cows. When you grow organic jawar, it is obviously good for cows also. Okay, but when people grow now, current situation, they do apply fertilizers and all to the this jawar, and that fodder is provided to cows they have. So now it's your wish. If you want to stick, I other to my organic and I do that. And many don't do that. Some people are following it and they are getting an advantage, knowing this advantage, they are again growing. So one more, I just raised this question very well. Last time we tried, like one of my friends, known farmer, tried this. In red gram, there was a good amount of weed. So removing hand weeding was a challenge. So he was growing organic red gram. So chemical spray was avoidable. It was not permissible for his wish. So what he did is he tried a manual labor one day, and he was thought that 30 acres he cannot offer. So he left. He was about to leave the farming. So immediately he saw some but this grazing. The people come for grazing with sheep and cow and all. So he said that this 30 acres is all your sheep and all allow your animals to graze in that cow also. For our surprise, like it is not a surprise for everyone, but for us it was a surprise then. The red gram till flowering, no animal eats it. Only of the flowering starts, red gram is eaten by this animal. So before the stage of flowering, they ate only the weeds. And next he decided like next 2 days he allowed the sheeper person, sheep person, like you allow your cow and sheep in this land for next 2 days. I will only pay some nominal amount, but you do that. He was also happy. The farmer was also happy, and he even harvested good amount of red gram in that, removing the weeds. So now this we need to manage. So growing jawar organically in our is your wish, but I prefer to go with organic. Okay, but how it is done is your wish, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any model you have developed for this 4 acres? What should be the cow shed and other things? Anything like that? Any idea?
Right now I have my own dairy like cow farm. Like I have like 8 cows with two calves and all. So with a small nominal shed, we have no model kind of model shed. We have a farm like what if normally last of the last farmer can afford. So that kind of shed we have. And along with that, recently we shifted. Earlier it was there on this. Last month we shifted to another place where in half construction is there. Another 2 3 days it will be over. But I have seen, I have some farmers in Gulbarga, like few farmers who within 2 3 acres they have planted, they have plants, they have sheep, they have farm pond, they have well, they have cows, and they are direct sellers also. Like they have sapota, they have drumstick, they have teak in their farm. A very well integrated farm they have built up within 2.5, 3, 4 acres. There are at least few farmers in our area. One in 4 acres in Hanmantappa, Belagumpi, and one in Patna, Garur. In our area, at least Gulbarga, I know. But if you say the location, I can share some contacts in your location based on my information and contacts. Who have developed that kind of model.
Okay. So other participants, Keshav.
Yeah, so I have a farmland which is actually surrounded.
Sir, you are in mute.
Mr. Keshav, please please ask
Okay,
the question once again.
sure. So I have a 3 acre land, and like it is surrounded by the forest area and a hill backdrop. So if I start, so I mean, I was just thinking about fodder, or should I just leave them for natural grazing? So which one is the better option? Because then I don't have to worry about like growing the fodder in a chemical way or maybe like an organic way, right? So which one you suggest?
So what I suggest is like when you have a forest land and all, when people like now they are permitting also, so you can definitely leave them for open grazing. Okay. But only thing in summer and all, for summer reason, you need to have some kind of arrangement for fodder. So that can be met out with whatever crops you are growing. Like if you are in your area, how like if you are growing ragi, that can be good. Even if you are growing maize, that can be good. So those things, or if you are not growing, able to grow that, you need to procure them and place them.
Okay. Yeah.
But
Okay.
grazing is grazing. I said like not even if you are not able to take your labor is not able to take for hours together of grazing. Even if you make them set for 5 or 3 hours, 4 hours, it would be best. Like one farmer in our area where he used to take at 7:30 and come back at 11:30, 12 o'clock. So look after other farmers, we are the mulberry and all. So those things he was taking care of. So this when we asked him like only for 4 years, 4 hours you are taking grazing and animals. People say that for morning 9 to 5 o'clock and all. Then he explained the very concept of that. When you live, and that I observed when my animals go for grazing, they eat it, and when they know that they will be returning only after 5, their consumption pattern is very slow. They're eating and all, and then they take rest. They take a water, and again they sit for some time, and or else to go to nearby plant and all on the shade, and again while coming back they start eating. But these animals, like when earlier they're 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours they are continuously grazing. Like because they know that of till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, my time is over. I need to be at park. Like they will take to me set and die there. So they consume as much as possible and store in their belly, and again bring back to its mouth and again eat it and take it back as in.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is something I did not know. Okay. Yeah. Good information. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Mahesh, you would like to ask any question? Okay. Mr. Manjunath? Participants, you can unmute yourself and ask your questions. Alternatively, you can post your questions in the chat box. Okay. So I'll take some of the questions. Yeah, Mr. Mallinath, what are the key factors to consider when optimizing dairy production in a small scale 5-acre cow-based farming system?
So when you want to dairy products optimization and all, we need to understand the theory behind milk and milk products. Because when you start selling milk on a smaller scale, you need to supply it to the small dairies, the government dairies, and even where milk prices are not to that extent. And even when you sell milk itself, you say, give out the milk and you take the money. Suppose I give an example of 1 liter. Please try to understand this because orally it's quite difficult for me to explain. So 10 liters, if you sell it, you get 40 rupees per liter, assuming that because cow milk usually ranges from 32, 32, 33. So 30 means like 35 also it will be 350 rupees. So I sell 10 liters of milk, I get 350 rupees. So I don't have anything to eat and all. But when I convert this 10 liters, process it into make into curd. So curd, I get 10 kgs of curd. When the cream part, it will contain a ghee. Okay, butter and ghee. But remaining the thinner part, apart from the cream, what like Kenny and so cream. So then this curd can also be sold at again 30-35 rupees liter in the open market. Even if you sell at 20 rupees, also you are getting 200 plus that cream. And when you make that cream into buttermilk and butter, you obviously get another 5 to 10 liters of buttermilk, which again can be sold at 20-25 rupees. So 20 or else you can use as a pesticide, what I said earlier. So even if you sell at 20-25 rupees per liter, then or else even if you give free of cost to your laborers and all whoever comes to farm, they will be happy to work. But if you don't give free, at least 20 rupees per liter, if you sell it nearby villages or community based, if you make 5 to 10 people and sell it, then 20 rupees again you get 20 rupees, then 200 rupees, 200 of buttermilk, 200 rupees for this what you call but ghee curd and 400 rupees. But again you have a butter. Butter you can sell or make into ghee. When you make it to ghee, 10 liters of cow milk will give around 300 to 400 grams of ghee. So when you get 400 grams of ghee, so you like it assuming that 1000 rupees kg normal rate, but cow ghee is always sold at 2000 rupees, 2500, 3000 also. So even if I get 1000 rupees also, 1000 rupees, it will be 400 rupees per 400 gram. So 400 you got from, but even if you don't sell but curd and buttermilk, 400 rupees you are getting from ghee. Along with you are able to consume buttermilk and curd for your consumption, which is fulfilling your nutrition requirement and even the mental satisfaction. But along with this, one more advantage is having this selling milk, and this selling milk is the most perishable. You need to sell on that day. The rain, the whatever it happens, you need to sell on that particular hour or two. But when you have a ghee selling, you have a time for 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, whatever time. So there you can preserve it, and unless you get a good rate, good customer, you can hold it, not selling it. So this is when you want to have a dairy optimization with 5 acres of land, you need to learn the processing part of it. Along the you need to have in-depth knowledge of milk and milk products. So milk doesn't mean only a small milk making it curd, and you can make sweets, you can make some other products, even the consumption, like not just for sales and all. You need to learn consuming also. So you can make into peda, you can consume it. You can make into kova and gulam jamun, you can eat it. So when you have a more dish, will like when you go to Bangalore, when you go to see jobs and all, we feel that that's what they have, whatever you can do, whatever you can do that and all. You can go to mall, you can go to a hotel and all. So if you can get all those things at your cost, it will be more pleasurable. Otherwise, it's boredom like only roti, sabji, roti, sabji, roti, sabji. Now assume having a roti, buttermilk, roti, ghee, roti, chapati, like peda, chapati and all, then obviously it creates an interest in the farm. So if you want to really optimize the dairy with farming practices, you need to learn the processing part, not just of milk and milk products, even the farm products also processing. Like in Jawar itself, we have a milky Jawar and all, so that can be consumed. So in that way, it's like we need to learn a lot of processing part, consumption part, and this instead of like not just in books, we need to contact nearby farmers for their knowledge. Please.
Okay. Next question. How can sustainable practices be integrated into 5-acre cow-based farming system to minimize environmental impact and enhance long-term viability?
Okay. So again, this long-term viability, sustainability, and all. Forget farming as an individual. We all realize that we need plants in our day-to-day life. And again, we plant them somewhere and we take a photo on June 5th and all. We forget it again. So plants can be there, maintained in the farm. So as a farmer, I am not able to understand the importance of plant because I realize it's a government job to plant trees. So to have a sustainable, now when I grow on 5 acres of land, I depend on red gram. Now till it is June 20 today, we don't get rain. And for few crops now, green gram, black gram, sesame, we cannot grow now. We need to have now crop choices is reduced. And again, this drought continues, like dry period continues for another month, we'll not be able to grow even many crops. So now, if suppose by chance, hope it doesn't happen, but unfortunately, a dry period continues for another 3-4 months, we lose our entire crop for this year. What is our net earning? Zero. So now forget this and we have a plants. Plants specifically now when I say that naturally grown plants we out of seed and all. So now imagine a plant which was which was planted by your grandparent and all, which has grown well. Even this drought continues, that plant doesn't die. Majority plant doesn't die. In rare cases, out of 500, one may die and all, but majority of them don't die. So when we at least next we have something to eat, something for our earnings. So next there is a proverb in Kannada which says like each like one tamarind or mango. If tamarind yield increases, mango yield decreases. Mango yield increases, tamarind yield decreases. So there is something vice versa in that. So means either the one crop I get it. So similarly, like Bargal, Barikai, Sukal, something like that. So in that sense, every crop plant. So plants are most crucial in sustainability of farming practices, and not just farming practices, even sustainability of society, the income of the farmer, and all. Understanding all these things, involves we take a risk. We like drought or even the wet, particular flood and condition, we lose the crop. But then plants and all. There is a proverb in Chinese: if you want to earn for a year, you sow annuals. If you want to earn for 10 years, you plant trees. And further, if you want to earn for lifetime, you grow people. So as a farmer, I will not be able to grow people at least, but definitely I can grow plants for my long-term yield, sustainability and all. So all those who are present, please try to understand the importance of plants and planting, irrespective of the water, drought and all. If even though we don't get it, like you don't have a irrigation facility, sow the seeds. Now whatever mangoes you have eaten, take those seeds, plant them. At least I've seen that my field, but I could not preserve it during the rainy season from my cows and all. I sown that in the June with the seed. It sustained the whole summer, next summer, in without watering also. I could not go to the field because of my own time and all. I thought it would have died. But when I went next June, this plant sustained. But nearby plant which I planted, grafted one, it died. So naturally sown plant sustains, and there are many successful farms who have sown tamarind, mango, support, all those things normally with seed. So try to understand the importance of plants in sustainability. This is what the importance of plants in sustainability and long-term income.
Okay. And what are the recommendation strategies for efficient land management in a small scale dairy farming system to maximize productivity within limited space?
This question, like it, only your land, you being in your field will teach you. Because like from us, like from sitting here, we say that every inch is useful, you grow that, this and all. But again, it's based on your situation, your crop, what is coming, what is not coming. So you need to understand. For that, you need to have a knowledge of plants. Plant doesn't mean only the grow mango and all. Even the smallest of the small weed that is growing, I can consider that naming it as a plant. Any flora and fauna, we need to understand that. And when that comes, what are those? You need to start observing that. It's not just going there and coming with the like for our window shopping kind of thing. Just, no, we need to start observing it. So try to observe the plants. We need to observe that. We need to observe them, every plant and all. So then we can decide. But what I can say that try to concentrate on those crops like drumstick. Only the fruits are not worth. Even the leaves are also worth for fodder and all. Mulberry plant is not just for silk production. It can be even a good fodder also. So similarly, neem is not just only pesticide plant and all. It goods good fodder for animals, and even it acts as a pest, like it repels the mites, these insects and all on the animal body. So there are many things. So you need to learn on a day-to-day basis. You need to learn from farmer or even the discussions with the regular things. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. And how can the nutrition and feeding practices be optimized to ensure healthy and productive cows in 5-acre dairy farming system?
This also can be if you observe one animal, what and all requires on a daily basis, you try to have a chart of that. You need to quantify it to 5 or 10 animals, whatever number of animals you have, and based on that, try to observe what are the quantity of food that you grow in the field, and what are the other supplement that you can provide with the field and all. Then if you have a chart, that chart in our hand, then we can conclude what and all we need to procure, how we need to do that, what are the grains we get on a daily basis, how that can be done. That can be what charted. For that, irrespective of independently, we need to think of a cow and what it all requires. Then we need to think, compare with our farm produce, and then come to a conclusion what and all can be done.
Okay.
Please.
And what are the potential challenges and solutions for waste management and nutrient recycling in a small scale cow based farming system?
Okay, this is challenges. What I feel that my understanding is like our own knowledge that 5 acres is very small. That could be one, and 5 acres for us to invest on learning and all will not be economical. That is the one thing we feel. It's not actually, but we feel in that way. There are many farmers who out of the 2.5 acres they are growing, they are earning 50,000 per month and all. So these things out of our mindset is the only challenge. Otherwise, we can come out of it with our fellow farmers' knowledge. And
Okay.
Madam, shall it be last?
Yeah, I'll take up last question. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, what are the potential market opportunities and marketing strategies for selling dairy products from a small scale sustainable farming system?
Okay. So challenge we need to identify, like when we are regularly doing that and we start selling it, only our credentiality or credibility matters a lot. Once if we do quality product, definitely people come to you. As I know, like I understand, like there are many farmers, dairy farmers at least, who give whatever conditions they say no if they don't have, but they sell only the quality product like ghee, butter, milk, and all. So once you maintain that, obviously customer don't know. And for regularly we need to educate them the importance of cow milk or whatever ghee. This on regularly we need to educate them because they need to understand what is importance of organic milk, organic curd, organic ghee, why they should be high for you, uh, and all. There is one friend of mine in Bombay who buys at 250 rupees per milk. When I asked why he pays that, he was educated like cows are being given music, cows are treated very well. They are given, they are listening to slow, to good music, and also that milk is healthy in them. So now, where is music, where is cow, and where is the quality of milk? We never try to relate. That person, business person, try to relate it and just try to selling it. So we need to educate the customer, not just selling the product. So these strategies as a marketer we need to adopt on a daily basis. For which again our continuous learning and keeping our circle of this kind of thing will educate, not just the books or one day time we go to training and learn. That's not true. On a regular basis we need to be in touch, understand I learn from you, you learn from me. That should be strategy and be in this circle because it's a continuous process of learning.
Hello.
Hello.
I
Yes,
have a
Mr.
question.
Srinivas.
I was, you were telling me that it's a learning process. I do agree with you. But we can use ghee and all, deshi cow ghee and all, we can store it longer time and use it for Ayurvedic medicines.
Yeah, yes, sir. Even 100 years, 1,000 years, there is a Ayurveda defines it. But now I am speaking to the point of the farmer.
And
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, I do agree. And buttermilk and all, it can be used for making Gokrupa and all.
Yeah,
Again, organic fertilizer.
Gokrupa can be made. Even buttermilk in itself is a good fungicide and nutrient.
Yeah, even for making a Gokrupa for 200 liters, we are using 2 liters of buttermilk and 2 kgs of Savaya Bella,
Yes, yes,
jaggery
yes,
to
sir.
make Gokrupa. It's a very good,
Yes,
organic fertilizer.
yes, sir.
So I think buttermilk and cheese are the best product, what I feel.
Yes,
Other
sir.
than going for all the selling milk and all.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Okay, Mr. Mallinath, for a detailed presentation. Thank you for the detailed presentation and answering all the questions in depth. And now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we'd like to thank you. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.